Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. This one we're going to be talking about a really kind of, another video that I tend to do every year. So this is my 2017 version of top 20 characters they need to add. Of course I did one last year and I did one the year before as well. The very first one I did, to be honest with you, the majority of those 20 characters, it was actually 19 characters. I actually only did 19. But the majority of those 19 characters that I said have actually been added apart from some of the top ones. So honestly, yeah, there's still a few people who are around from that very first list. Last year's list has been about, I want to say, maybe a quarter of that list, maybe half, not quite half, but I'd say maybe a quarter, just over a quarter of those characters have been added, so it's not too bad. But I'm going to be doing this every year. I will be doing every June, every April, not June, every April, every year. It's not quite been a year since I did the last one, but I thought that I didn't really have any videos to do this week, so until we get the Easter update, so I really kind of needed to do something. So I thought, why not do this? And I'll probably be doing top 10 buildings they need to add. I'll probably do that next week, but I can't promise it. It might be early, actually. It might be earlier than that. But anyway, let's go. So here's a load of characters. Half of these characters have been added already, but, you know. Anyway, moving on. So number 20. Number 20 is Alice Glick. I really want them to see Alice Glick into the game. I feel like she is, of course, she is dead currently in the thing, but I feel there's a few things that she could be added in. One, they could do like a little tie-in or a little mini superheroes free event, which I've talked about before. I don't think it'd be too amazing, but I do want to see them give Alice Glick her Hot Flash costume. I think that would be a really cool costume for her to have. But I really do want to see Alice Glick in the game. She's a character who's been there for ages. She died off recently in one of the seasons. You know, it was kind of like they kind of lightheartedly sort of said about it though. You know, and she has her brother and stuff, and she's seen quite a few times in the old folks' home. She's seen in loads and loads of episodes. So a really cool character, which I think they should add. You know, sometime soon. What update they could add her in, I really don't know, apart from something like a tie-in with that whole superheroes thing. But I really think she should have been added in superheroes too, because that would have been an interesting one, and they could have tied it in with the Defender. I think they were called the Defenders, weren't they? No, what were they called? I don't know what they're called, but the old folks they were all like 5 superheroes, whatever. Number 19 is Julio. So Julio is a photographer, and he's like I think he's a photographer, but he's also like a drama geek, I think, as well. But overall, he's just this kind of guy we see quite a few times. He's basically like the gay Raphael. He's the gay wise guy. We see him in a few different jobs. We see him around town, so we've seen him a few times. Of course, he is gay. He is one of, you know, and I would have liked to seen him in the LGBT mini event they did a while back. It would have been cool to see Julio instead of Roscoe, but Roscoe, I guess, isn't too bad as well. It's cool to have him. But yeah, I want to see Julio. There's also John as well, who's another gay guy that they need to add. But yeah, maybe they could do some LGBT thing. I know that a lot of people. I mean, I'm not really too crazy about it, but just because I feel like it is like a political thing. You could make the argument that it's, you know, the Tapped Out is a game for escapism, and of course they're adding a political agenda in there by adding you know. Well, not really though. I don't think at the same time. I don't think as long as it wasn't too forced and it was just like a mini event, like, okay, we're going to be looking at LGBT characters now, I don't think it would be too bad. But I do want to see what Julio. He is kind of cool. You know, he's like this. He's basically like the gay Raphael. So, and plus he's a new character. He's not in any of the older episodes. He's quite a recent character in the later seasons. So I haven't seen too much of him, but from what I've seen, he's pretty cool. Anyway, number 18 is the 7 Duffs. So I really definitely want to see the 7 Duffs, all 7 of them. I was really disappointed that they didn't add them with Duff Gardens, but I feel like they can add them somewhere else down the line. They can add them anywhere really. I guess they could do a Gills deal or something like that, like a spring cleaning or something like that. Or if they did an alcohol themed event, of course they could add all the 7 Duffs. I definitely do want to see an alcohol themed event sometime soon, because I think that would be cool to get a lot of bars and clubs and you know, and breweries and stuff like that, and get some alcoholic characters, including the 7 Duffs. Now I wouldn't mind if they were more... they could be one big character, but I'd prefer it if they were 7 separate characters and they all had different tasks. Like, how crazy of a girls deal would that be? Like, we recently had the University Nerds. What if we had the 7 Duffs deal? It was something like 400 donuts, something like that. But we got 7 playable characters and all the Duffs. That would be so awesome, and I think that would be a really, really cool addition that Gil could come and give us. So yeah, that's why I want to see them. Number 17 is Bill and Marty. I really don't know why they aren't in the game yet. Of course, these are the 2 radio hosts for KBBL. We've already got KBBL radio, but we never got these 2 guys with it for some weird reason. I thought they would have made a really cool little level building if they gave us KBBL and with Bill and Marty. That would have been a really nice level they could have done with us. It's really upsetting that we haven't got the levels. You know, every day I look at these characters, I'm like, why didn't they just add KBBL, not as a friend prize, but as a level prize or a level building, and give us Bill and Marty? But whatever. You know, it's kind of annoying. Maybe one day they will bring about the levels. I doubt they will, actually. There, yeah. It would be nice to get them. But, yeah, Bill and Marty. 2 really cool guys. I really did enjoy them. It was really cool to see them and stuff. And, yeah, overall, I was pretty happy with them. In the episode. The episodes they're in. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going off track now. I'm thinking they're already in the game. They're not already in the game. What am I on about? Sorry. My mind just went in another world. Right, Bill and Marty. I wanted them to add them. Of course, they are quite prominent characters in The Simpsons. They are quite big characters, so I definitely want to see them in the game. I want to see them walking around. I want to see them doing their radio host show. What update could they add them? I really don't know. It's beyond me what they could add them in, but I definitely want to see them eventually. Number 16. Number 16 is Judge Harm. So Judge Harm, of course, is the judge who takes over Snyder for a bit, and of course I think it's called the Parents' Rap or something like that, in the episode where she basically convicts Bart and then convicts Homer and Marge for being bad parents. I definitely want to see her. She's kind of cool. She's like this bad guy character. I think she's also transgender as well, if that really matters. And also, yeah. Of course, I've talked about it before, what updates could be added in. I talked about the fact that they could do an episode tie-in, like an old episode tie-in, to the episode. I think there's plenty of stuff they could add. They could give us Cora and Judge Harm, and they could give us the juvenile courthouse, which is actually different to the courthouse we got in the game. They look similar, but they technically are 2 separate buildings. There's a few buildings out there that look very similar, but are meant to be separate. But I don't know. Maybe they could. Number 15, of course, is Larry Burns. This is Mr. Burns' son. I just think it's important to get him eventually, just to complete Burns' main family. And of course, the episode he was in was pretty cool as well. I don't know if they could make an old episode tying out of that episode. I'd have to go back and look at that episode. But of course, he's quite prominent in one episode. He's been seen a few times after that, though. He's had cameos, but of course, he's Mr. Burns' son, so we've got to add him. Number 14 is Richard. Of course, he's one of the kids who we see many, many times in Springfield Elementary. He's quite a prominent character. Hang on, I just want to see what we're on. We're on 8 minutes. Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to make sure. I don't want this video to go too long. Yeah, but quite a prominent character, quite an important character, and what I definitely want to see, you know, in the game eventually. Yeah. Number 13 is Lewis Clark, going on the kids' rampage. Lewis Clark, again, he's another kind of cool character. We've seen him quite a few times. He hangs out quite a lot with Wendall. We've seen him since season 1. He's been, you know, and he's still here now. He's a kid that's been around for ages, so I definitely want to see Lewis. We don't really know too much about him, though. That's probably the only problem with Lewis and all the other kids, is we really don't know that much about them. But anyway, because we do know a bit about it, is number 12, Alison Taylor. Alison Taylor, of course, had a whole episode revolved around her, and they possibly could do an episode tying out of that episode. Not too sure. They could do some sort of kids or schooling event, which someone suggested to me, which I have tried to make a video on that before, by the way. I think it is a bit hard to do, but we'll try that video anyway. But yeah, Alison Taylor, really, really cool character. Of course, she's in the grade above because she's so smart, and of course she's basically this character who's actually smarter than Lisa, more musically talented than Lisa, and Lisa gets a bit jealous. So that would be a kind of cool character to see. Number 11 is Wendall. I just really like the look of Wendall. I think he's a funny character. He's just always sick. He's always this sickly child. And, you know, he's always there being sick. I just really think he's just a funny character to throw in. That's why I've put him above as, like, the kid I want to see the most. I just want to see Wendall the kid as most. But really isn't pale. He's just pale. That's why. I don't know. Yeah. He's technically the only white person in The Simpsons. I don't mean to be like that, but they're either yellow or they're Wendall. Yeah, but I would like to see Wendall in The Simpsons. Tapped out. Anyway, number 10. Number 10 is George Bush. So I would like to see George Bush in the 4th of July update sometime down the road. Of course, the actual George Bush is, George Bush in real life is, of course, alive. We're talking about this, of course, George Bush Sr., not George Bush, the George Bush who was president before Obama. This is the George Bush who was president before Clinton. And of course, the main reason I want to see George Bush is because, one, I think he'd make a really good 4th of July character. Two, I adore the episode with him and Homer in it, when they're fighting and they're absolute rivals and they just hate each other's guts. I thought that episode was so good. It was so funny. I just really definitely want to see George Bush in the game. I think he'd make a brilliant addition, and he'd just be funny as hell, really. That's all I really got to say. Yeah. Number 9 is Sam and Larry. Of course, these are the two Barflies. One of the big reasons I want to see Sam and Larry is just to complete the Barflies category. I'm sick to death of looking at Barney on his own in the Barflies category. I would like to see Sam and Larry in there. And I've talked about it before. I really definitely want to see Sam and Larry in there. It'd be really cool. Sorry about that, messages. So yeah. Anyway, number 8. Number 8 is Arpu's Octuplets. Octuplets. Also about Sam and Larry, I think the one thing is their tasks won't be amazing, I don't think, but I think they can have some really good tasks. Anyway, moving on. Arpu's Octuplets. Number 8 is Octuplets. I really want to see these guys as well. Of course, they are Arpu's kids. Really, really cool. Of course, I want to see them as one big character, all 8 of them, all together, as one massive character, walking around. Loads of tasks, just like Maggie and Gerald and Kearney's other son, all are babies, and they have tasks. I want to see the same with Arpu's kids as well, Arpu's 8 kids. So yeah. Number 7 is Eddie Muntz, and honestly, he wasn't this high on the list before. He was actually, and same with the Arpu's kids. I've recently rethought, and I thought that I want to see Arpu's kids, and also I want to see, after the 22 for 30 episode, which is the most recent episode time we got, after I watched that episode, I really want Eddie Muntz in. I think it would be really, really cool if they did like a whole story with him and Nelson. After that really depressing one with Nelson's mum, I would like to see something to resolve that story, at least, with Eddie Muntz, because I think it would be nice to see their family, you know, happy again, that she's not into drugs and prostitution again, and that she's just being the best she can as a mother. And Eddie Muntz is back, and he's there in Springfield, in Tapped Out, doing his thing. I definitely want to see Eddie Muntz. There's definitely a load of tasks they can do for him. They could possibly give him as I don't really know what event they could give us him. It's kind of, there isn't really anything I can really think of, unfortunately, but I don't know, they just need to add him somewhere, even if it doesn't really fit very well. Like the nerds didn't really fit that well in the Spy update, but I'm not going to complain, because I'm glad we got them. I wouldn't mind if they gave us Eddie Muntz and they just sort of threw him into a, even like Halloween, like they gave us him in Halloween because he was like this disgusting mutilated diseased thing when he got diseased by the peanuts, and he was all like puffed up and stuff, and they used him as a freak show. I'd be alright even if he came in Halloween. Anyway, number 6 is Bender. Of course, Bender is in The Simpsons a few times. He's had a few cameos. Main reason is I just want, after now they're doing the Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, which I will try and play when it comes to iOS UK. I just really want to see Bender. I don't really care. For some reason, I just really want to see Bender in the game. Maybe they could do a tie-in with the, not a tie-in, do a crossover with Futurama Worlds of Tomorrow, and we just get Bender and they just get Homer. I wouldn't even be mad with that if we only just got Bender. Like, out of all the Futurama characters, I wouldn't really give too much of a shit if we only got Bender, and we didn't get any of the Futurama characters. I just really want to see Bender in the game more than anything. And I know he's really high, and people are going to say, well, he's not even a Simpsons character, really. Well, yeah, but he's been seen in The Simpsons. They were meant to add him ages ago, and they didn't, so I definitely want to see him. Number 5 is Ichcy and Strachy as actual characters. So, of course, Ichcy and Strachy are the cartoons in The Simpsons that The Simpsons watch all the time. But we have seen them so many times. What update could they be added in? A Krusty Land update. A Ichcy and Scratchy update. Hell, an Ichcy and Scratchy Land update. They could do anything. I want to see them do an extension to Krusty Land. I want to see them add all the Ichcy and Scratchy Ichcy and Scratchy Land stuff and give us Ichcy and Strachy as damn characters. That's the thing. I really want to see these two guys. They are absolutely awesome. We've already got Radioactive Man. We've got bloody Wind Lad. Why can't we have Ichcy and Strachy? It's what I say. Number 4 is Bleeding Gums Murphy. Bleeding Gums Murphy, of course, is Dr. Hibbert's brother and also this inspiration to Lisa. Someone to Lisa to look up to, and he's a character who was in one of the earlier seasons, but we've always remembered him dear in our hearts. He is a character who hasn't been seen too many times, granted, but he is a really rememberable character, one that we all love, and I definitely want to see him sometime in the game. It astonishes me how they haven't added him yet. He's such a big character. What could we see him in? A music event? Hell, even the alcohol-themed event they could throw him in, because of course he sings at a club. So I don't know, whatever. I definitely want to see him though sometime down the line. He's a really cool character who really deserves to be added. Number 3 is Sarah Wiggum. It's probably weird that I've got Sarah Wiggum above Bleeding Gums Murphy, but only because we see Sarah Wiggum more often. Plus, she's Wiggum's wife. She's been mentioned a few times on Tapped Out, and we've never seen her. It's really odd. I really think that she should be added in Valentine's Day. I don't understand why she hasn't been added in Valentine's Day yet. I just think she'd be the perfect character to give us a Valentine's Day update on, even if they just made her a premium character. I think it would be cool. I definitely want to see her in the game sometime down the line with the financial planning office, because of course that's where she was seen once. And you know, I don't know, I just think it'd be cool to see her. Anyway, number two, of course, is Gil. Now, what do I mean by Gil? Isn't Gil technically already in the game? He gives us deals. No, I want to see him as a permanent character who gives us tasks, and when he comes with a deal, he becomes unavailable to make those tasks when he has a deal, unless you buy that deal, or when the deal runs out. That's what I think they should do with Gil. So he's still in the game, just a bit like Sideshow Bob. If anyone hasn't unlocked Sideshow Bob, he still runs around Springfield, and then you tap him and catch him like you used to be able to do when you didn't have Bob, but now people have Sideshow Bob. That doesn't happen. He doesn't run around Springfield, and you don't have to catch him. I want them to do the same with Gil. I want the fact that we only get him when it deals. We only get him walking around our Springfield when it deals there. I want to see him permanent. I want to see him as a permanent character. He's a massive character, and I really hope that they do add him eventually. I feel like maybe that might be like the final character we get. That would be a kind of cool final character we got in Tapped Out. Like Gil's like, there's going to be no more deals, so I'm going to have to sell myself. that would be kind of cool. If that was the final thing we got, but whatever. And then number 1, can we have that drum roll? Yeah, of course, it's Lionel, Hutz, and Troy McClure. I thought I'd just bunch them together, because honestly, there's no point in me splitting them up. You guys know, these guys have been on the list from the start. They have been number 1, or I think they were number 2, actually, on the very first list. They were number 1 last year as well. They are going to be number 1. They probably will always be number 1. I don't care. I mean, I do care that Phil Hartman's dead. But I don't... You know, I don't like this whole idea that to pay respect to Phil Hartman, we can't add the characters to the game. I mean, I don't think would he really mind? I mean, I don't want to be insensitive, but I don't think he would really care. And I really definitely want to see them in the game. I think they are 2 really awesome characters. Of course, Lionel Hutz being a lawyer, and Lionel Hutz being a big sort of crooked lawyer, and Troy McClure being a crooked TV star and this kind of dead movie star who's really trying to get his act together. But I just want to see both of them. I think they are 2 really, really cool characters that we haven't seen in a while in The Simpsons, but they have had cameos before in The Simpsons, so why the hell can't we just add them permanently in the game? They gave us Lyle Lanley for a little bit, and I know they didn't give us him because, of course, he's Phil Hartman. He's also voiced by Phil Hartman, but why? Why not? Why can't they just add him? God damn it. So yeah, I don't know, guys. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little video of my updated top 20 characters list. I really need water because I'm running out of air, of hydration to talk. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. And I shall see you next video. Yeah. And I shall be hopefully doing top 10 buildings sometime soon. Anyway, goodbye.